Good day, everyone. I'm Sasikumar Ravichandran from Chemical Engineering Department. Today, I would like to present about our Engineers in Society course project entitled Chernobyl Nuclear Power Plant Accident. The presentation will begin with introduction, which will be presented by myself, background of study by Piravin, continue with technical aspect by Aaron, ethical aspect by Logindhiran, and lastly, recommendation and conclusion on 26th April 1986, a nuclear disaster occurred in Chernobyl nuclear power plant, which located at the city of Pripyat at the north of Ukraine, which formerly known as Soviet Union. This accident is classified as the worst nuclear disaster in history and one of the two nuclear accidents which rated at 7 out of 10 means at maximum severity. This plant is made up of four Soviet-designed RBMK-1000 nuclear reactors, which are currently known as inherent float design. RBMK reactors were pressure tube design that use an enriched U-235 uranium dioxide fuel to heat up the water and create steam to drive the reactor's turbine and to generate electricity. Each reactor is capable of producing 1000 megawatt of electric power and supply to the country. What are the main causes of this accident? First, the design of the reactors RBMK-1000 and the reactors was operated by inadequately trained personnel on the day of the accident. That's all for me. Thank
Good
you.
evening, and today I'll explain on the background of study. I'll practically explain in detail of the timeline of incident of the Chernobyl accident. The first day was on April 25th. At 1:06, the shutdown of reactor commenced as planned and the power level lowering was began. And then at 3:37, the process of reducing reactor power was kept at 1600 megawatts. At 2 in the afternoon, the emergency core cooling system, which is also known as the ECCS, was isolated to prevent it from interrupting the test later. And at 11:10 the reducing of power continued, and at 12 am sharp the transfer shift happened. Next was on April 26, whereby at 12:05 the power level was brought down to 720 megawatts, and at 12:28 500 megawatt was the approximate level of power. At 12:43 the event was reported wrongly by INSAC 1 as occurring as 123. The timing was wrong. And at 1 in the afternoon the reactor was at 200 megawatt and was stable. At 1:03, to allow more water flow to the core, a standby main circulation pump was switched into the left-hand cooling circuit. At 1:07, an extra cooling pump was switched into the proper hand cooling circuit. And at 1:19, the steam drum decree was once and also nevertheless near the emergency level as stated at 1:07. At 1:22, calculations were carried out after the accident to determine the ORM at the point, and at 1:23 the reactor parameters were found stabilized. April 26, the timeline of the test during the test period. At 1:23 the turbine feed valve was closed to begin the turbine coasting. This was once the opening of the through test. Few moments later, the emergency button, also known as the AZ5, was pressed by the operator. And then the power excursion rate emergency protection system signals was turned on and the power exceeded 530 megawatt. And then the disconnection of the first pair of main circulating pumps, the MCPs, were done and they were having a rundown, also followed immediately by the disconnection of the second pair of MCPs. And then a sharp reduction in the go with the flow fees of the MCPs were found to be no longer involved in the rundown. And at 1:23, the restoration of glide codes of MCPs were no longer worried as in the rundown check. And at 1:24, the RCP rod stopped operating. The clutch mechanism's power switch was turned off before they reached the lower limit. The power switch of the clutch mechanisms was also turned off. Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Aaron and I'll be talking about the technical aspect. Now the technical cause of failure. On April 25th, a standard shutdown procedure is done to determine how much power the turbines can provide despite a loss in primary power. Now when the operator shut down the reactor became completely unstable. Now this was due to the control ports causing a power surge. This was unaware. The operators and the technicians on site were unaware of this issue. Now this was because the interaction of hot fuel with the cooling water prompted fuel fracture alongside fast steam creations and an expansion in pressure. According to scientists, an RBMK reactor is not supposed to explode, but, however, due to the overpressure, it caused the 1,000-ton cover plate of the reactor to turn out to be partially detached, breaking the fuel channels and jamming all the control rods, which at that point was only 50% down. A second blast tossed out sections of the fuel channels and hot graphite. The graphite, as much as around 1,200 tons, was said to have been ejected by the explosion, and the fuel became incandescent and ignited a number of fires, causing main release of radioactive substances into the environment. Now, due to all this, 2 workers died as a result of the explosion. Now, moving on to the relief measures. The first relief measure was around 200 to 300 tons of water per hour was channeled into the unexploded half of the reactor using auxiliary feed water pumps to calm down the reactor. Now, on the second to 10th day after the accident, almost 5,000 tons of boron, dolomite, sand, clay, and lead were poured into the actively flaming core by helicopters to put out the fire and contain the release of radioactive particles onto neighboring cities and nations. Next, around 400 miners were also recruited to help dig a tunnel under Reactor 4, the burning reactor, to prevent the uranium from melting the concrete and eventually reaching the Black Sea, contaminating the water supply of millions of people. Now, the city of Chernobyl was evacuated, animals were put down, greeneries were burnt, and a special hospital was set up in Moscow to help treat the radioactive victims. The Chernobyl power plant is now covered with concrete, and the 2,000-mile radius around the place is now largely devoid of people. Lastly, preventive measures. Now, the main preventive measure after this whole incident is the ceased production and usage of RBMK reactors. The RBMK reactors, as we know, is an extremely unstable reactor, and therefore they have ceased the production and the usage of it. New emphasis for safety by nations of the previous Soviet Union in forestalling nuclear disasters. Next, World Association of Nuclear Operators was formed in 1989, interfacing nuclear power plant operators in over 30 nations, while the IAEA audits safety at still operating Soviet Union reactors. Last but not least, the governments of those previous Soviet Unions will act in an increasingly straightforward and urgent way so that if there was ever a mishap, people and the society as well as nations nearby would know and would have to evacuate fast and promptly. That's all from me. Thank you.
Now, I would like to talk about the ethical aspect of this incident which occurred in the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. This incident occurred in April 1986 in Ukraine. The reactor crew prepared for a check to determine how long the turbines would spin and supply the main circulating pumps with power. However, measures were taken by managers which violated the technical requirements of the plant. Workers were also found running the plant at admissibly low level. Unethical behaviors as such became a major cause of a failure despite the technical and structural faults. Now, I would like to talk about the relief measures that involve ethical aspects. After the incident occurred, authorities started to force evacuate citizens nearby the plant, mainly focusing on children and youth. However, the elderly were encouraged to stay in the area as studies showed that the time required for complication to occur is much more than their life expectancy. From the ethical point of view, all citizens should have been evacuated from the area of the accident. Let's talk about the preventive measures from an ethical point of view. More and better trained radiation technicians would be the key in preventing potential accidents at nuclear power plants. Though this method may require higher cost, we believe that the priority should actually be on the society and the environmental safety around us. Now, the second method would be we, as a society, should not be ignorant, and we should always notify authorities if any suspicious activities going on in a nuclear power plant generating electricity. In this way, we are responsible of carrying out our duty as a citizen.
Hi guys, my name is Sanjeev and I'll be presenting about the recommendations and conclusions of this topic. So the first recommendation would be to prevent the use of equipment or machineries that are still under the research and development stage. As we all know, the Soviet Union were aware about the development stage of the RBMK reactor, that it will heat up fast. Despite knowing this fact, they were still prepared to operate, and they carried out the operation leading to the Chernobyl incident. The next recommendation is to not be secretive about an incident that can cause harm to a nation. When this incident took place, due to competition with America, the Soviet Union decided to keep it as a secret, hence causing pollution and other damages. Citizens were not notified of such a disastrous event that has took place, causing a late response from many. Lastly, a structured framework should be done to ease the processes needed to be carried out in case of emergency. This includes public awareness, operational measures, medical measures, and emergency response. By following the framework, the organization can solve one issue at a time and then move forward to the next issue. Coming to the conclusion, the Chernobyl incident that took place in the year 1986 had affected many. Even after 30 years, the effect of this incident is still present. This is due to the radiation that was released from the disaster. They were often exposed to radiation levels compared to or many times higher than the normal natural background levels. The Chernobyl incident was an incident that many lessons could be learned from. By taking the preventive measures necessary and operating according to the designated framework, such incidents can be prevented. Thank you.